So now we know a little bit more about the timeline. We have an actual number, 200,000 years. You think Poke poked it? I don't think he poked it. I think he was saying it's going to rupture, and then it must have ruptured. Sun Station. After the failure, Nomai took a break to investigate the newly arrived comet. According to a Nomai computer, our sun has reached the end of its natural life cycle. Advanced Warp Core was approved for installation in the central chamber of Ash Twin. We haven't been to Ash Twin yet. There's an advanced warp core there. Do you think that's gonna be a power source for the vessel? I don't want to remove the power source from the Ash Twin project because it's enabling us to continue. If we remove the power source from the Ash Twin project, it would all cease. And the only way to get into the Ash Twin project, which is another place we have not been to, is to wait for the Ashen Moon to basically completely empty. Well, not actually, it's not even completely empty. We just have to wait for it to empty enough that we can access the Twin launch pad. No, which requires it to completely empty because we have to be touching the pad. But it happens exactly when it's exactly overhead. Don't tell me Abe's gonna end the game on this stream. Well, we still have to play the DLC. Which will happen. So first things first, we're gonna go and talk to our buddy. Who is right there. And we're gonna have a bit of a rest with him. We're gonna talk to him, then we're gonna have a bit of a rest. We should talk to more of these people in case they have something to say. Oh, I hit the freaking top. Alrighty then, we'll go this way. Because we can just chill at campfires to pass the time. We're gonna have to pass like 15 minutes. Hey, Chert. I have a question for you. I found something. I found notes about the Attlerock's main crater. The planet I mentioned may have been frozen solid or just partially made of ice, like a much colder giant's deep. It's hard to say. It used to be the 5th planet. You'll notice, of course, that there's no such planet now. In its place is the Dark Bramble, which, how to put this, grew into the space the 5th planet used to occupy. That is, Dark Bramble quite literally appeared at the center of the 5th planet and began destroying it from the inside out. Some of the shards collided with celestial bodies. I found Nomai writing about a hidden planet. It might interest you to know the existence of an additional planet is entirely plausible. If you look at the physics of our solar system, it would just have to be incredibly far out. The farther you go, the less we know. Haha, I get it. As such, it's well within the realm of possibility that it exists. I found Nomai writing about the quantum moon. Everyone loves a good mystery. I've observed it, but sometimes it simply disappears from the sky. Maybe there's another place it travels to. Sun Station. Is that what's in orbit around the sun? This Sun Station. Quite clever of the Nomai to devise a way to study the sun up close and personal. It must have been tremendously difficult to construct and hot. I can only imagine. I wonder how they are able to travel back and forth when the slightest slip-up would have meant a fiery death. Found mission saying the universe is dying. You what? I don't... What? You mean to say there are modern Nomai out in the other parts of space and they believe the universe, all of it, the whole thing is dying currently right now? If that's true, how could I have missed so many signs? The supernova were there, but I've been studying the stars for... What does it matter if... I have to look over my charts, hope you don't mind. What I appreciate is that the music is actually happening to his motions, to his movements. Well, I'm gonna have a nap. We'll give him a little bit of time to think. Gave the poor man an existential crisis. Well, he's not gonna remember. You're still playing the bongo. Get off the bongos, man. Look at your damn star charts. Well, this will take a while, so we'll at least wait, like, I don't know, 15 minutes? Maybe like 12 minutes? Because we need the sand level to drop enough that we can access... We need the sand level to be completely gone. Because the probe can get inside of Ash Twin core, but I can't. There might be a way of doing it, but I get lifted off the platform. Surely would have seen some other sign. So perhaps... yeah, we broke him. How are you looking? You still got a long way to go. Tow a statue to him. I mean, if he's got star charts, we're gonna wait longer. But then we have to go straight there. I don't mind waiting there a couple of minutes, but I want to try to get most of the waiting done. Okay, how are we looking? Honestly, it's looking pretty good. We can probably just wait the rest of the time there. We can't wait the entire time, because we still have to explore when we get to the Ash Twin core. Alright, we're going to the Twin core, which is on the far side. Could also be more things in the, like, core of the planet here. Okay. I'm gonna park this right in the middle. Hopefully this will... Can't fit. I was gonna say hopefully that'll stop it from being lifted off. Instead, I'm just gonna have to... park it, like, down here somewhere, just in case we need it. We want the one with the broken roof, which I think is this one? No. This one. But because there's a broken roof, I get lifted off the platform as soon as it's overhead, so I can't get into the middle. I will try to hold myself in place. Damn it. You know, it says there's a bit of time after it passes. Perhaps we could still... Oh, it's done. That was the final one. Perhaps we could still make it. In one go, but we would have to... Wow, we're just completely out of time, huh? Ah, damn Perhaps we can do it if we just don't fly off the planet when it's here. It is possible. But I don't know if we're gonna have any time. I don't think we're gonna be able to make it in. Gotta find another way in there. Because my probe can get in, I just can't get in, potentially. Want to speculate? Could give Abe an idea he wouldn't otherwise have. Yeah, like, I think when we're done with the game, we can talk about speculations. But right now, if I'm missing something, I don't really want to have clues, even if it's not necessarily a clue. Because I want that moment of discovery for myself. Maybe we can, you know, it'll survive the supernova for a few seconds. Come on. I think I gotta wedge myself there, like at the top of this. Are we gonna have any time? Gotta be now. Come on, where's the planet? It's close. Oh! Barely not enough time to get in there. So I need to find a way to like wedge myself in there so I can get in. And we still have to find a way to repair the power core for the vessel. Is that 2 rotations or 1 rotation since it ran out of ash? It ran out of, so it passed by the teleport as soon as it ran out of ash. And then it didn't have time to rotate again before the sun exploded. Which was disappointing. I feel like there's more here. I don't know what would be here. I feel like there's stuff here that we're missing. Still have to deal with ghost fungus. And what the deal is with the ghost stuff. Like, because I still don't know if there's a way around it. I've never been blocked off from progress. So there might not be anything there to worry about. Just under 1. Yeah, it was like, it was peeking over the horizon as the supernova hit us. Let's land here. I'm gonna talk to... What's your name? Esker. What's you? Do other travelers come by? What is this place? Is that you whistling? I want to tell him about things happening, but... I guess he doesn't really want to talk about things happening. Well, there's less here than I thought. Did miss all of the ocean planet, says Jaxipans. Yes. It was actually not that extensive, but we did uncover at the ocean planet. We uncovered a secret regarding quantum moons. And we went to the core of the planet and discovered the location of the eye. What do we do with that? I have no idea. There's Sun Station. We went to Sun Station. We looked around Sun Station. There's the giant symbol on the top of it. It's the receiving platform. That's what that is. Guess we're just gonna go to the Twins and try to get in again. And miss the Bramble. You also missed the Bramble, Jaxie Pants. The Bramble plays better on the controller, which is my big complaint about that location. I was frustrated because it doesn't quite work, I think, the way that it should if you're using a keyboard. There's a way around it, but that doesn't excuse the fact that you really can't effectively maneuver around the way you want to maneuver around in that location. What's left in the log? Not much. Let's just chill out here for a minute. Check the log. Ember Twin still has something, but I don't know what it is. But there's no star on it. If there's no star on it... Oh, a star just means that there's new things to look at. Oh. Well then. Let's do a quick once-over of everything. Escape pod 3. Escape pods were launched. Whitehall Station. This one, I don't know what the symbol is. It's like it's not pinnable on the map or something. I can mark it on the HUD. This is the Interloper. There's Sun Station. There's Sun Station. So what is left to explore? We need to get inside the Ash Twin project. That's the only question mark. But I know there's something left to do here at the vessel. We have to power up the warp core. What's interesting is that this doesn't show that there's anything else to do there, but surely there is something else to do there. What's the deal with the fish? The fish are just really annoying. That's the deal with the fish. Maybe there's something else in Dark Bramble that we missed? Feldspar doesn't want to return to civilization. There's the escape pod. Prison jellyfish. Feldspar documented their attempt to eat this enormous jellyfish. If I launch my scout into the sea, I can take photos of an enormous derelict ship. Hold on, let me go here, go here. The vessel's warp core is long dead. Activated a three-sided pillar that appears to be some sort of input device. Tried to call for help, but the vessel's outgoing message system broke. Found a recording. Vessel's warp core broke when the ship crashed in the Dark Bramble. Found a switch in the Metalwater district that raises or lowers the Black Hole Forge. They debated on how to obtain a highly advanced warp core. I think what they're saying is there's something in the Hanging City that, or Ember Twin, that allows me to get the warp core that I need. Oh, in the Hanging City, not the Sunless City. Found a switch that raises or lowers the black hole core. Vessel's warp core broke when the ship crashed in the dark bramble. Yep. Now how do I make that connection? We're going back to Brittle Hollow. Maybe there's a warp core there somewhere. This be a good time to add the DLC. There's still puzzles here to solve. Like, we're not done with this part of the game yet. We could install the DLC, and it's not a bad time for it, probably. But I would like to find this last piece of the puzzle that I'm missing here. That's gonna hurt. Perfect landing. This is where I wanted to be. Hold on a second. Definitely not where I wanted to be. Hanging City. I mean, we can manipulate the warp core from that part. Perhaps there's a warp core on the escape pod? I highly doubt it. Here is the distress signal that they put out. Recordings that we have seen earlier. Is this... No. I don't know what those are. Escape pod 1, waiting launch. Collision imminent. Minor structural instabilities. This is how they got down. This is where they built their first outpost. It's a small one. It's one of these communication sticks. I wish I could pick it up. This knowledge is too dear to us. Here's everything we can recall about the signal. Older than the universe itself. And there it is. Best save for last. I mean, yeah, I want to save it for last, but also, like, what the hell am I looking for? I am kind of at an impasse of not entirely certain what we're looking for. I'm looking for a warp core. Could be in White Hole Forge? Black Hole Forge? Black Hole Forge! How the hell do we get out of this place? Might need to make my way over to the Hanging City. Because this is just a small outpost. Migrate to the northern. Did you ever get into that sealed room in the Hanging City? Sealed room in the Hanging City. So there was the quantum knowledge tower I have been in there and I have obtained the information from the Quantum Knowledge Tower. I don't think there's any sealed rooms. There is that, like, I think there might be something behind the Eye Shrine, but now that I think about it, it's probably just a room for meditation. It's not like a hidden room, I don't think. It's my assumption. I don't think there's like a warp core here, unless it's in the forge. I am still trying to figure that part out. Like, I can get warp cores. I can get a black, I can get a white. I need to find a way to repair the broken core from the vessel. There's the forge and there's the high energy lab. The forge seems the more logical location if you're trying to repair it. So let's head on up to the forge controls. Meta the Cat says, I personally gave it a while between finishing the game and doing the DLC, but like coming back and hanging out with an old friend. I can see that. Maybe we should just bring the core here. Maybe there's a place I can put it. I would think maybe it would go at the end of that thing, but it's broken. Meh. And going to the top there would require us to go back to Ember Twin, annoyingly enough. There's something here that I'm missing. Kinda wanna go back to my ship. Greatest game of all time, says Theoron. It's a good game. Running a little low on yield O2. That's okay. Hey, excellent. All right, let's turn this thing on. I don't think there's anything else like in here that we're missing. Now we're on the surface, so finding my ship will be easier. Feldspar's spare jetpack fuel. It's annoying to schlep across the planet to the ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. I checked with my little scout. I do to use it, Hornfells, you burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity reading said this place of Brittle Hollow is as stable as any, but who knows? If the fuel's around, use it. 100%. 100%. Thank you, Feldspar. Hey, what a bro. Surface integrity 0. Wait a minute. At least you can use it to track when these things are going to be falling. You burnt marshmallow. No, we're actually leaving. We have to teleport back. There's gotta be something in the whole forge that I've just completely passed up on. It's the only thing that makes sense. Oh, 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 oh. I broke the autopilot. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Let's see. Park this bad boy right here. Ideally, before that comes back around. Urge. There might be something under here to look at too, but let's go back to the forge real quick. Can you land on that crazy lava moon? There is something on the surface to read. There is one thing that you can do there. Technically, you can land anywhere. Survival is the question. Yup. Black hole forge. What did we need this for originally? I can't remember what we needed from this place. Be cautious near the boarding area while it's in operation. Doesn't go any higher. What does this mean? Where is this teleporting to? Is this the return teleport? Going to the twin? Where is this tower going to? Regarding the warp towers on the Ashen Twin, does each tower have to be perfectly aligned with the center of the astral body? I enjoy precision. We don't need the alignment angle to be exact. It's only 5 degrees. Slightly longer warp window, imagine several seconds. During the active window will be immediately teleported. Be careful around the platform during the duration it's active to avoid accidental teleportation. Is that what it is? Just accidental teleportation? What is this? What is this? Is this the forge? It's like, that's where the white hole core would go. This is where the black hole core would go. Damn thing's busted. We're taking the first black hole core. I already read that. Of note, Eero believes he spotted a flaw in the warp tower designs, namely that one of the warp towers on Ashen will never activate because its warp receiver will never align. Warp tower always aligns with the center of the corresponding astral body. Does have to be located on or in close orbit around the relevant body. Likely doesn't realize the hourglass twins are so close together they function as a single body, with a shared alignment point in between them. What's my favorite part of this game so far? Many. How come that statue's dude's eyes are closed? Most of them are. There's only 3 that are open. Mine, Gabro's, and the one at the probe control room. They function as a single astral body with a shared alignment point in between them. So that's saying, what does the ash tower twin point to? It points to in between them. Exactly in between them is very annoying because there's sand. Another writing utensil. How do you use this place? I'm flailing a little bit. I think I kind of just need, like, an extra clue as to where to go. Advanced warp core is at the center of Ash Twin. How do I get in there? I guess I could try the thing that I was thinking of, which is just try to sneak in after the sand has run its course, but I don't think that's the case. Ugh, anything in here? Exit to the surface. That's all this is. Black hole core forge north. Why is my ship 9 kilometers away? Ship, what did you do? Oh, right. Well, I can't get back down there for the teleporter to go back. What do you think? You think I can break orbit? No autopilot on this bad boy. Oh, wait a minute. The lava is reducing as it's firing out more rocks, maybe? Maybe at some point it won't have any lava at all? Okay, well, we're landing. We're pretty much out of time, though. In fact, we're definitely out of time. No, I'm fine being in orbit of this thing. I'm just looking for the crater that actually has stuff in it. I want to go to that one. Come on, come on. Move me. A little bit more, a little bit faster. This one? Woo! Increased solar activity, increased volcanic activity. Location is now inhospitable. Timber hearth. Yeah, we've already been here. That's cool. I didn't realize there would be, I didn't realize that the lava level was going down. Not that it seems to be accomplishing that much. Survives the longest in direct heat. More ore to Hollow's Lantern. Yeah, I know, Ash Twin Project. I don't know how to get in. So what the hell we do? Kurgo, welcome. I am a bit stumped. I can't... There were switches in the vessel, but I don't think those had anything to do with anything because we didn't have power in the vessel. Right before the end of the loop, there's a point where all the Hearthians are perfectly cooked. What's on the agenda, asked Kurgo. More Outer Wilds, more just trying to understand what's happening and explore and succeed, but I am kind of awkwardly out of ideas for how to progress. Hold on, rumor mode. I can't seem to get into the Ash Twin project. A probe can get into the Ash Twin project, but that's it. There's no exclamation marks on the map, like it looks like we've linked everything. I know there's something else to do with the vessel because we have to repair the core, and I know there's something here at the Ash Twin, and I think there's something here at the 6th location. At the Quantum Moon. Quantum Moon travels to a total of 5 locations. You know, we should put a probe on the Quantum Moon and see if we can actually track it to the 6th location. We should also... Oh, hold on. I want to remove Whitehole Station from the map. Space. Remove marker. I kind of want to go to the vessel as well and see if maybe the switches in the vessel had anything to do with anything. I don't remember if they did, but again, there were a couple of switches in the vessel. And maybe they would give me instructions, but I've read them and I've used the switches and they didn't do anything. One of them raised a platform, but the platform didn't do anything either. And there's the Quantum Moon. But I think I just want to look at the vessel again. Ugh. Oh. Crap. I mean, all right, that was interesting. We lived, surprisingly. Oh, is it toasted? Unrepairable? Unrepairable? Oh, yeah, it is highly toasted. This is only a piece of it. Computer's busted. I didn't know that you could completely break the damn thing. All right, well, we have suit thrusters. I mean, I don't have to leave this place. Haven't done that yet. I have not done that yet. It's very true. I know what's wrong. It's got no gas in it. It's got no nothing in it. They have a harder time detecting me with my suit thruster, I think. Dark Bramble claims another victim. I'm not dead yet. Soon, but I'm not dead yet. This is gonna be tough, though. Getting through this, I might have to switch to the controller. unless we can just accelerate as quickly as possible. And then coast. Connie says, I did the bramble without the ship for that reason. Because you slammed into the bramble moon and then you broke it? Look, it'll take a minute, but we'll get there. Hopefully. They don't seem to care for suit thrusters that much. And yet the first time I was here, they definitely murdered me with my suit thrusters on. Okay, crap, I forgot what direction we were looking in. Come on, stop moving. We have to find a bramble in the dark somewhere. It's not the one behind it. Is it that one? Or does that lead to one? I know it's not this one. It's one that's not lit up. So it's not that one. Hopefully we have enough oxygen. Let's see. There, maybe? No, it's not that one. Move it slightly in this direction. That one. In we go! Yeah, okay. So we're just here to look at the console again. Once you're done with the game, I bet you'll get a kick up how the devs made Dark Bramble. I'm sure there's ways to make it. Now, don't hit anything. I don't have the health. Weird. Alright, so I want to take a look at this ball switch. It doesn't have power, so I don't think you can reroute the power here. You can raise this thing up. Can you put it back down? Yep. There's this, which is the sort of eye location, or the eye, symbol, because they thought they had the location of it. They jumped here. There's a signal. Warp immediately. Should we tell another clan where we're going? We have to do it now! And then they got lost. So few people find that spot under the floor. I almost missed it again. I'm just kind of lost. What can I say? There's the broken warp core. I don't know how to fix it. There's no power, so we can't reroute power at all to this. I don't know, high energy lab again? See if there's something there that we missed. Maybe you have to bring this to the lab, and then you can find a way to fix it inside of the lab. Maybe you just can't fix it without bringing it there. In which case, we'd have to go incredibly quickly. And last time I tried, I didn't even come close. I took a little bit of time going through the location, the bramble. Got 22 minutes. In reality, you have to get to the lab real fast before the passageway to the lab closes off. Unless there's a secondary way into the lab, but I don't think there is. Yeah, the lab buries... The entrance, the only entrance I've seen is in the... It's another escape pod. The only entrance I've seen is in the underground city. Sunless City. Let's burn our fuel. Although I wouldn't mind taking a look at the inner core here. There's nothing there. Maybe there was something there. Didn't look like there was anything, just looked like the superstructure. They'll figure it out, I'm sure. Maybe, I don't know. There's only one door to the high energy labs. There's a... There's another way out of the high energy lab area, but let's check it out. Perhaps there is a secondary entrance to the high energy lab that I have missed. Hearing how loud the O2 is. Wonder if the anglerfish would hear us with controller inputs. I don't know. Those tree knots and the bramble portals? It's, I don't know, it's very, knotty in there. Lol. Okay, so where is the... This is the primary entrance, right here. They say that the door is closed, so as to not get sand in. Oh my god, please stop. You're okay. That wire goes up, that's to the Sunless City. That's like an underground passage thing. Oh god! This goes down from the ghost matter. So maybe we just, do you run through the ghost matter maybe? I'll admit I haven't thought about that, but it's one of those, it doesn't really seem like an elegant solution, but potentially you can just go through the ghost matter. And if we can go through the ghost matter, that could allow us to get access to the high energy lab with the warp core, and maybe we can actually get the components necessary to repair it at that point. I'm gonna try that one more time. Because I died to the Ghost Master. The Ghost Master? Ghost Matter. Just tanking it. That's the thing, I don't know if there's any way of removing ghost matter. I haven't found any way of interacting with it in any meaningful way except for pictures. Will the King Knight playthrough be uploaded on YouTube? Yes. Just have a lot of stuff already going up on YouTube. Alright, so I wanted to go here. So let's see. Door ain't getting in. Comes with a bit of scout right on top of it. That ain't happening. This is the projector that we have seen in a couple of projection stones. And the cable is going straight down into the... Oh, come on. Ugh. Into the ghost matter room. Shoot! Sunless City. That's pretty much where I need to go, but is there a way that we can get through that surviving? I guess we can try again. I've died. Okay, this doesn't seem correct. It was a good attempt, though. Good attempt. Disappointing. Yeah. I have to be honest with you. I don't know what to do in this game right now. I can't seem to solve the current riddle. There's actually pretty few riddles left, but I'm not sure where to go. It doesn't even say on the rumor mill here that there's anything to do at the vessel, except I know we can repair the warp core. It's the only thing that makes sense. There's things to interact with there. We just need power. I feel like we would have to go to the forge, but the current warp cores are in the high energy lab. I don't know how to get around the ghost matter that's preventing us from getting down there. And I can't seem to access the Ash Twin project at all. Because I need gravity boots. Hint, perhaps? Maybe. There's 3 things. 4 things. 5 things, maybe. 6 location. It seems like we're not done there. It seems like there's something else to do here. Because we made it to the location of the eye via the quantum moon, but that doesn't matter. We can't do anything there. If we try to leave the surface, we just land on the planet again. The one time I tried, I warped back to the South Pole, but maybe I didn't do it correctly. Maybe you don't want to be quantumly linked to the quantum moon anymore, and then when you exit, you will be at the eye. possible. Maybe you just have to go up. Physically sealed off in a protective shell. Every memory recorded is transmitted to corresponding storage unit in the Ashen core. Warp core improved for installation in the central chamber, but we know that. Now my plan to construct technology capable of producing a 22-minute negative interval time loop. They've done that. He needs that spark of insight. That's the thing that I love about this game, is that you never get equipment. You have all of the pieces of information that you need as long as you explore and you find it. But I'll admit I'm a little struggling, but I think it's a good struggle. Okay. What I would love is if the game had like one more exclamation mark, one more thing that was like, you're missing this piece of the puzzle, go here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going back to the Ash Twin. Because I want to see if I can't get into the Ash Twin Tower. You're right on the money, you did it subtly wrong, you've given up on it, Lamau. That's the other thing, is that that's entirely possible. This is not where I want to be. No, it is where I want to be. The other thing I was thinking of is maybe you can return warp. Maybe you can wrong warp, return warp, and get to a different destination. Like warp from the first Ash Twin Tower to this Ash Twin planet and return warp back when it's exactly aligned. And maybe that tricks the system, enabling you to return warp to the wrong location and you can get in there. But I am still going to progress time a little bit so I can play around. Not by too much, because I want to make sure that I still have access to both of the Twin Towers. So maybe just for like a couple of minutes. And we'll refuel while we're here. It's you! Yeah, I'm not gonna talk to you about stuff right now. So like, hold on. I will look at that message later. Okay. Alright, what kind of planet towers do we have? There's the double towers. They're slowly coming together. Let's doze off for like one more minute. It's nice to see Abe struggle with this as well. Took me a while, says Connie. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Okay, we need to get over there. Where's our ship? Alright, where is the Ash Twin Tower? I'll just put this somewhere. You know, it's also possible that we could, like, get to the core. It might not be sealed off 200,000 years later. There could literally just be, like, another entrance at this point. To start this game and take a long break. No. No. We've been playing Outer Wilds for a couple of weeks. That's about it. Alright, this is Sun Tower, which we're not interested in. Although I suppose I will climb Sun's Tower from here. Climb to the top and get to the other side. I missed you play most of it. Understandable. Not everyone's gonna be here for every game, and that's okay. There's no message scroll here. Wasn't there like a downwards platform here? No, in Sun Station there was a downwards platform, wasn't there? Hello? What are you? Friends visiting from the Hanging City. We are planning the Ash Twin at the High Energy Lab. Became lost on Ember Twin. The High Energy Lab is a building with large solar panels. Oh no, we lose his head if it weren't anatomically impossible. Okay, yeah. So what? That sticks to the surface. And I know this causes a teleport. Ha ha! We're in! He's done it! Ha ha! That piece of information has finally come to fruition. Oh my god, that took way too long. It lasts for, I've never seen it actually that last that long, but there it is. It lasts for a few seconds. 10 minutes ago, received data from previous cycles. Mask receiving data from Giant Steep, Timber Hearth, and Probe Tracker. 12 minutes until end of cycle. This one fell off. It has been a long time, hasn't it? Yarrow, today we finished the excavation of Ash Twin. Here in this space we carved, we will craft our most ambitious project yet, the Ash Twin project, powerful enough to send information back in time. We've also finished relocating all subterranean plants we met while digging. We'll need to keep our eye on how significantly we've altered the environment. How far we've come since our experiments at the High Energy Lab, I still can hardly believe Raimi's hypothesis was true. Poked sent the warp core for the final tower to us from the Black Hole Forge. Now Ash Twin can be connected with Giants Deep, where Cassava is working with Avens to craft the orbital probe cannon and where Phlox is sculpting the memory statues. Ash Twin can be connected with Giants Deep. Hypothesis: it was not by accident the core of our warp tower was the last to be forged. Hypothesis: the cores would have been forged faster if Cassava had interpreted my work less frequently, interrupted to ask for updates. The important point is we are now all connected through Ash Twin, and also that I'm no longer needed for mediating your disagreements. They're talking about the tower. That's what they're talking about. Our friends on Giants Deep tested the orbital probe cannon. Mallow tells me the cannon is doing well, and that Avens advocates for more launch power. If anyone can coax the maximum power from a device, Avens can. But then if anyone can go to device into exploding, that too is likely Avens. Perhaps I should check in with the orbital probe cannon crew in the interest of safety. Would it help to remind Avens that Mallow, his love, will be one of the Nomai aboard the cannon, or is Mallow part of the problem? Phlox and Daz finished the memory statues today, and they are truly remarkable. When the Ash Twin project succeeds, or in the event it fails, the memory statues will activate, allowing us to gather more data before we shut down the project. Pi and Idea have worked hard on the Sun Station, and it at last is complete. If everything goes as planned, this structure will prompt the sun's explosion, which will in turn supply the power to Ash Twin project. I'm impressed by their mental fortitude. This was the project's most difficult task in more ways than one. Music's a little loud. We're nearly ready to activate the Ash Twin project. Here's what will happen. First, the Sun Station will receive the order to fire at the sun, prompting it to explode. Using the energy from the resulting supernova, the Ash Twin project will send the order for the orbital probe cannon to fire back in time by 22 minutes. Exactly 22 minutes after these orders are received, the Sun Station will again trigger the supernova to launch the probe data from this cannon back in time. In total, each cycle created by the Ash Twin will last precisely 22 minutes. We can end this cycle at will. Okay. These words are difficult to write. The Sun Station did not work. Suppose we redesign the station. To generate power of that magnitude, a supernova is still our only viable option. This is easier expressed than accomplished. You can wait for the sun to explode on its natural timeline if you prefer, Idea, but you'll need to find some way to halt our aging process. I believe we can still find a way to create a supernova. Don't lose hope. However, this is the closest we have ever been. The Ash Twin project is theoretically sound. We were only able to power it. We were only unable to power it. Perhaps there is another way. Whoops. We are halting our research into creating a supernova for this moment. A comet has newly arrived. We're anxious to explore it. It's been a very long time since we last explored somewhere new. We're excited to welcome this comet. Imagine what knowledge might be gained there. Yeah. Brittle hollow projection. I have good news, Yarrow. The advanced warp core is ready to be installed in the central chamber. Isn't everything well at the forge? Durability could still be improved. Yeah. I've installed the masks inside the Ash Twin project. They look beautiful, although I do feel as though I'm being observed. It's comforting to know the statues will not pair until the project succeeds. Except there's a fail state. My gratitude for the latest shipment. Oh no. Oh no! This ore should be the last we'll need for the Ash Twin project. It's a impervious core, and we're there right now. Okay. That's a big ball. Artificial gravity control. First of all, what the hell is this? Hold on. You're about to access the core while the Ash Twin project is active. Removing the core will disable the Ash Twin project. Now, here's where it gets exceptionally interesting. Because, is this how we repair the warp core? I don't know. Alternatively, because there's anti-grav control, we can fly into the core, which would be really funny. Well, let's open it up at least. Oh my god, there it is. I can look at the damn thing. Yep. That's the freaking paired warp core. So we can get up there, grab it, go to the vessel. What will that accomplish? What does that do? I'm not gonna do anything quite yet, because if this is the end, because it kind of does feel like the end, because we will be disabling the time loop if we grab this. What we will probably do is do the DLC first, because I've heard that you should do the DLC first. Now, let me see if I can back up at this thing. What I'm going to do first is nothing. I'm gonna wait, and we're gonna just watch this thing spin for a bit. Because so they've sent out 9 million probes. They're sending their calculations, they're sending the results of the probe launches back in time in order to search the solar system. And it has succeeded. We know where the eye is. If I take this out to bring it to the vessel, then the Ash Twin project fails and there is no time loop anymore. Now, does that create a causality violation? Because there's no, how would I know to get here if I didn't have the knowledge from this thing to get there? It seems a little bit fragile, this space-time continuum thing. We could also just fly into it when it opens, because we know it kind of looks like a opening. A black hole spawns when this thing is activated. So we could literally just fly in there. You can delete your game. That would suck, but also it doesn't really matter, because the entire game is about exploring and learning. We would have the knowledge necessary to do everything already. This is one of those games where deleting your save file is really not a big problem. Oh, don't look at that. Look at the ground. So, yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I don't think we should remove it, because in, well, I mean, there's literally a countdown. Or countdown? A countdown. Brrr. There's the projectors, but we've already seen these projectors. In 5 minutes, it will be the end. Shadow says, can I speculate about how to get to the quantum moon location without using a warp probe? I don't think you can. I don't think you're intended to be able to get there. Or are some of the dudes still asleep? The statues? So Jaxie Pants, this is their log here. The final message on the log is, we're halting our research because a comet entered the system and we want to explore it. That comet it exploded with a particular type of radiation that killed everybody. This project, the Ash Twin project, has been operating for 200,000 years, waiting for power in order to activate the time loop. That finally happened when the sun naturally supernovaed. We were all thinking that the sun was triggered to supernova, but that failed. The sun is just naturally causing a supernova. Me, Gabbro, and probe controls are the only things that are actually sending data through this. What do we hope to achieve by taking the warp core to the vessel? I don't know. We'd have a full 22 minutes. We have a full 22 minutes to take this out and get to the vessel. We could put the core in. We probably couldn't repair the ship. But perhaps we can do something else with the ship systems? I don't know. I don't know. Why are those still... those are still asleep because, yeah, they were never paired with anybody. They were... The pairing of the masks was only supposed to happen when the project succeeded or failed, but it never even started. It only started 22 minutes ago when the sun went supernova for the first time. That's cool. The artificial gravity control just stops the room from spinning. Makes sense to me. All right, so the statues are about to activate too. We're just gonna watch. Here's the thing, we don't have to decide what to do now, and the DLC is right around the corner. Probably a good time to do it. Theoretically, though, even if this is creating a time loop, time still progresses beyond this time loop, right? Maybe? Here comes the supernova. And there it is. They're sending data back. And then it closed.